So the procedure for the removal of the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, Her Leadership Justice Araba Esaba Saki Tokun, is still in progress. Now, there are a lot of lawsuits being filed to challenge the procedure, and these suits are basically seeking to stop the committee from continuing to inquire into the allegations and come to a conclusion that the CJ is to be removed from office or is to stay in office. Indeed, they are also seeking to simply revoke the suspension that has been issued or made by the president. And you also know that there is a CCTV footage circulating in the media that one of the judges who is part of the committee was seen having dinner with one of the petitioner's lawyer. How true is this? There is a purported petition to the president to dissolve the committee on the basis of the CCTV footage. And I'm going to break all of these down for you in this video. Just stay with me and let's get all through. As always, I am Gordon Selassie Takbo, and this is Make It Legal. Make it legal. Earlier this year, the president actually received 3 petitions for removal of the Chief Justice, and as the Constitution requires, he immediately forwarded it to the Council of State and also copied or shared a copy with the Chief Justice. And the Chief Justice provided her response to the petition, and the Council of State went into it and came out with a prima facie determination. Of course, came out with a view that there exists a prima facie case that requires that a committee be put up to inquire into the whole matter. And the president, of course, did issue a warrant suspending the Chief Justice, and thereupon formed a committee to inquire into the matter. Since the committee was formed and the CJ was suspended, people keep challenging the procedure. The Ghana Bar Association also came out with a resolution saying that the decision of the president to suspend the CJ without publishing a constitutional instrument was unconstitutional. So they were saying they were going to petition the president to, revoke the suspension. People have filed suits at the Supreme Court seeking to restrain the committee from going on with its work. In fact, she herself also has taken the chance to file a suit seeking to restrain the committee from carrying on with the work that it has been assigned to do under the Constitution. If you've not had a chance to listen to the procedure for the removal of the CJ as already outlined in the Constitution, I encourage you to watch my video on the procedure. Referring to this video, I've taken my time to explain the procedure involved in the removal in a very basic way that you understand. So go to the description column now. You'll see a link of that video and you can watch it so you appreciate the procedure. Now, it is reported that there have been at least 5 separate lawsuits filed at the Supreme Court with injunction applications seeking to restrain the committee, the 5-member committee, from commencing its works. And the way people can use the procedures available within the law to sort of want to delay the whole proceedings. For me, that is how it may be appearing like. They are required to file a suit and do A, B, C, D, apply for Jashi here and there. But sometimes, if you look at it critically, the strategy at the end of the day is to ensure that there's some sort of delay. I guess they want to delay this matter to 2028 to see if a new president will come and it will become a foolish case. Let's see how it goes. Whatever be the case, there are a lot of lawsuits that are being filed left, right, center against the procedure, seeking to enchant the committee from doing its works and seeking to, revoke the suspension that was issued by the president. Not only are private citizens and politicians and other persons of interest or groups of interest filing lawsuits seeking to injure the procedure, the Chief Justice herself had also instituted a suit at the Supreme Court seeking to revoke the suspension and also for injunction against the works of the committee. Don't proceed with a petition to remove me until you consider some few issues. Some say that to file an injunction against the constitutional procedure, which is legitimately ongoing, is in itself unconstitutional. I believe in no time somebody also filed an application in the court to say that, fine, the applications they filed to enjoin the procedure are unconstitutional acts because they are seeking to prevent a constitutional process from going on. That would be an interesting one. What I find a bit surprising is the lawyer of the Chief Justice. Now, in a suit of this nature, if you want to go to fight the government in office and its decisions or actions, I don't think it makes a lot of moral sense to go for the immediate past Attorney General, who probably have been to your court few months ago arguing for the government as a one-side party. I mean, it is not legally wrong to do so, but sort of conveys a lot of immorality in some sense. But surprising for me, why Godfrey Dame? There is no other lawyer who is probably not politically connected to the MPP or MDC like that, so you could go for, because the idea is that people expected that the Chief Justice would be one person who is a neutral person as a judge. So having been in office as a judge, Rob, everybody was expecting that you were a neutral person, and as a neutral party or as a neutral judge, when you are about to now, be sent to court in an action like this, you should probably go for a lawyer who is also of a neutral, background. Probably not someone who has been defending political parties in court before you and all of that. So for me, I wouldn't have advised her to go for a lawyer like the former Attorney General Godfrey Dame. Maybe someone else, but I mean, Godfrey Dame is now a lawyer, has every right to take on briefs and then defend clients in court. He has a discretion to decide which cases he takes on and which cases does not take on. The CJ approached him and said that, you know what, I want you to defend me. Well, he has the right to say, fine, I'll look at all the files and I will defend you. Or he can simply say that, having regard to the fact that I just left office few months, away, and I was occupying a very important office in the government that appointed you, which obviously seems like the opposition then was not happy with how you carried out the functions as a CJ. I will probably not want to be part of it. I mean, that is an option for him to consider, but he elected to defend. So that is okay. And we heard in the news also that the respected Chachuchi Kaka is also a lawyer for one of the petitioners before the committee. And Oliver Bekavomawa is also the lawyer for one of the parties as well. Also the respected Tagio Sori. These are all very renowned lawyers in the country. And they have most often than not been perceived or seen actively, representing NDC's interest in court in legal matters. The whole thing is looking like a fight of NDC and NDP, and that is how the country has been run for many years. It's unfortunate. MPP is fighting NDC, NDC is fighting MPP. When MPP is in power, NDC is pulling them down. When MPP is in power, MPP is pulling them down, and the whole citizens are the ones suffering. It's unfortunate that this is what it is. So it appears that the Chief Justice also, on the side of the MPP, because he's gone to the camp of the MPP to pick a lawyer from there. That is how it's appearing like. The Supreme Court has dismissed a number of these applications that were filed to enhance the removal proceedings. So the applications have been dismissed as being unmeritorious. So that dismissal, in fact, paved way for the committee to earnestly begin sitting. Indeed, the committee did sit and had a first meeting to carry out its functions. And just after that meeting, a CCTV footage was circulating in the media space. Of a restaurant. So already seated at that restaurant was Tadio Sori, lawyer for one of the petitioners. of course, obviously having dinner or lunch or whatever it is with another person who we don't know who he is, whether he is connected to the case or he's a party, he's a client of Tadesori or not, we don't know. All we can see is that Tadesori is already seated there at the restaurant and having some drink or food or meal with that other party. You can see that the table he's sitting on is only a table designed for two. So he and the other party were the only one sitting there. And then you also see the video that 3 persons came in. As you can see, these 3 persons are alleged to be 3 Supreme Court justices, and Justice Yoni Kolende is one of them, and Justice Esidu is also one of them, and one other judge is also a part of it. Now, you can see from the video that the approach where Tadesori was obviously Tadesori and Justice Yoni Kolende began to exchange some pleasantries to the extent that you could see Justice Yoni Kolende, hugging him. I mean, if you know that Tadesori and Justice Kolende, even way back in private practice, you will not be surprised that when they meet at such a place, they could exchange pleasantries and feel like that's about each other, because these are people who are, I believe, all come from the northern side of the country and are doing quite well as private lawyers before Justice Kolende was appointed to the bench. And Justice Kolende as a person is such a person. He's a friendly person. He's a people person. Once he knows you, he will hug you. I mean, he will shake hands with you, ask how you are doing, all of that. So he wouldn't stop doing that just because he's become a judge. He wouldn't stop doing that because he's become a judge. So he was obviously doing that. And then later, when he left Tadesori went to where the judges, went to sit and exchange pleasantries and probably greet them properly, as any of us would have done as a lawyer. When you meet some of these judges in town, they may be your seniors at the bar and all of that. You will still want to greet them and show them respect and some courtesy. That is ordinarily expected. So I believe Tadesori was also do the same thing. Now, on the basis of this video, there is a petition in circulation which is alleged to have been sent to the president to dissolve the committee just because Justice Asiedu was part of those 3 judges who came to the restaurant to have dinner. And it is being presented as though the meeting was purposefully arranged for Justice Asiedu, who is a member of the committee, to come there and have dinner with Tadesori so that they would discuss the case. And some people have said that is what they went there to do. The petitioners say that is what they went there to do. They arranged a meeting to discuss the petition and to try to ensure that the CJ is removed. If you look at the video closely, I don't know where you come to such a conclusion. Obviously, unless you were seated there at that restaurant and you heard conversations beyond what was recorded on the CCTV footage. If we were not there to hear more than what we are seeing in the video, maybe it may just be an exaggeration, because it could not have been that such short meeting that appears to be exchange of pleasantries mainly could be a meeting called to inform one member of the committee to go and ensure that an outcome is given against the Chief Justice. That cannot be. Moreover, if the committee is to be compromised, this is just one person who has the power to overturn the decision of the committee. This is one person. So these are some of the questions that are being raised. So what do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you think that the committee should be dissolved on the basis of the alleged CCTV footage? Or you think it is not enough? It is just political noise as we know it, and MPP is probably just seeking an opportunity to ensure that they delay the proceedings, they cause all manner of things to prevent the committee from proceeding with its ways. Do you hold a similar view with those who say that the Chief Justice is seeking to fight back, and the least opportunity she finds, she's going to apply to the court seeking a remedy to ensure that there is some delay and the proceedings don't go as fast as people would have expected? What do you think about that? Once the CJ is removed, the door is open for the president to appoint a new CJ. So the faster the procedure goes, the better for the president to appoint a new CJ if they want to remove him for just cause or for good reasons. On the other hand, if the proceedings delay, the CJ gets to remain the CJ even though she's suspended, at least for some time. And the opportunity for the president to appoint a new CJ will be delayed, and probably that would also work in their favor. All of these are some considerations that may trigger a decision to injunct or not to injunct. So I don't know what to think about it. These are my quick review of what has been happening and all you need to know about the procedure so far. The way is paved, honestly, for the committee to continue with its work. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and do share with someone. I hope you've already subscribed to the channel and you are part of the family. If you're yet to do so, please don't delay in doing so. Go ahead and click on the subscription button now. Subscribe to the channel. That button does not bite. Just go ahead and click on it right now and you'll be part of us. You'll be part of the family. You'll receive notification from us when we release a new video. As always, I am Bode Salasi Bakpo, and this is Make It Legal. Make it legal.